Hi, welcome to Pictures, Noise and Words. I'm Hedgy and this is BRIDEAR. I've done a couple of BRIDEAR songs before in the past, so I'm not new to the band. They've got a new album coming out called Bloody Bride, and I mean, look at the album cover. It's if I had no idea who this band were and saw that, I would be like, thrash metal band with a bit of the death metals thrown in on top. Yeah, I would not think Japanese rock band, and all female rock band at that. You just wouldn't put those two things together, would you? Look at that album cover. Anyway, I was prompted that BRIDEAR have a new album coming out by a few people. I did a song by a band called Teleside. When was that? I don't know. A couple of weeks ago? Not difficult to find. A couple of weeks ago. A band called Teleside, who now do not exist, and thanks to Ubernoodle X and someone called Daniel, that doesn't narrow it down, does it? Informed me that the drummer that was with Teleside is now with BRIDEAR. So there you go, a bit of trivia for you. Hey, that's almost like doing research, except really I just read someone's comment. And so they said, hey, BRIDEAR have a new song out, and Just Panda, that connoisseur of all things Japanese, also said, don't forget the new BRIDEAR single. Okay, do it. So here we are. If you're wondering why I'm sat on a racetrack, by the way, it's because I'm just playing sim racing so much at the moment. In fact, look at this. I'm going off the subject for a minute, so fast forward if this is of no interest to you. But look at it. Look at it. Do you remember when if you're older, of an older persuasion, do you remember when racing games were like two white lines and that was your road? And every now and again the odd obstacle would stagger its way down the screen for you to avoid with your left and your right key. And now look. And I play this in VR. So I'm literally in the car with all of the physics modelled of everything, the tyres and everything, as I scream around this racetrack. It's not important, and it's not to do with this channel, but it's amazing. Anyway, wow, I'm getting excited. Anyway, so hopefully, to go with all the excitement, let me just switch stuff back on. Switch it back on. Hopefully, to go with all the excitement about the racing, this is going to be great. BRIDEAR is one of those bands that I like them, but they've never really blown me away because of my level-headedness. I kind of go, well, yeah, I get it. Like I say, I've done a couple of other videos by them in the past, so please go back and look. But that's enough preamble. Most of it not actually about this song at all. You'll notice a weird edit there. I started playing the song and literally got about 30 seconds in and thought, this doesn't look right. And also noticed that my settings weren't correct on here, so it wasn't recording properly, so I've stopped it and gone back. So I've now seen 30 seconds of this song. I'm way ahead. So yeah, that's why there's a weird edit there. Hell, that flies along, doesn't it? It's kind of, yep, no let up, go! A little tiny slower, not slow, slower bit in the middle for you to kind of nod your head to. Yeah. It's Japan again, isn't it? Basically, it's that super polished power metal thing that Japan is able to do, and find all these great musicians, and just create things like that, you know. The sound was great. I mean, it was so good that even I, who am more or less deaf to this, noticed the bass. You know, I thought, wow, that bass sounds really good, which is an odd thing for me to think, because I must admit I don't pick out bass guitars very often, unless they're doing something on their own or doing something very unique and they're front and center. But the sound was so clear and separated out for everything. Less of a guitar solo than I guess I've become used to with these types of songs. But it's very enjoyable, isn't it? It just flies along. I think her voice is good. My only reservation I have about her voice, and I think I may have said this in the past because I've done BRIDEAR songs in the past, is that she seems to hit a ceiling of her range and kind of smacks against it. So she sort of goes poof, just like that, and she seems to hit it quite quickly. I'm not saying for a second that she can't sing or anything like that. I think she does a bang-up job. I'm just hearing it. I hear her go flunk and hit this ceiling of her range, which can make her sound a little bit flat. But that was really good. It was really enjoyable, wasn't it? So, yeah. I don't want to go on and on about it. Japan puts out this sort of stuff more regularly than it should be able to. You know, it seems it certainly has its music industry, and that industry is churning out these bands. BRIDEAR's been around for quite a while in one incarnation and another, of course. It's not like they were just put together last week or anything, but there's clearly a market that's enabling these bands to still exist years later. And I suspect that it is a domestic market. Yes, you've got people like me and you've got people who watch my channel who are from other countries, but we are in the minority here, let's face it. So there's clearly a good market for this stuff, and which is creating this top-notch stuff, and we as outsiders get to enjoy it too as a side effect, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, and it's also slightly impenetrable, the Japanese music market, unless you're willing to put in a lot of effort. Which I'm not, because I'm far too lazy. So anyway, let me know what you think, everyone. There we go, BRIDEAR. A song called Daybreak, and it's off this amazingly pictured album. I'm still struggling with the artwork a little. Called Bloody Bride. he clicks a button and looks down because he's forgotten. April the 14th, it says down here. April the 14th. I'm sure there's people queuing up for that. Paying lots of money to CD Japan to get it shipped somewhere. I'll see you soon. Let me know what you think, of course. See you soon. Bye-bye.